So for those of you that needed a brief catch-up, one of our jets was destroyed. It landed in Iran in enemy territory. We didn't know the whereabouts of the pilot. We didn't even know if he was alive, to be honest. Iranian state television, in the meantime, was, going on a gigantic manhunt for it.
توجه بفرمایید. بینندگان عزیز.
Right? All of the Iranian state television was calling for all the citizens of Iran. Capture the American pilot who reportedly crashed in Iran for a bounty reward of $60,000. Not a lot, but they're broke as fuck. So, that's the best they could do. These are sick fucks. All right? They wanted to capture this man and to torture him just because, they're terrorists and they capture and torture people a lot. It's actually one of their favorite things. Remember, this is a regime that killed 40,000 of their own people, literally. 2 months ago. This is a regime that puts their own children into minefields to blow up the mines on the children so that the actual soldiers could march through the minefield and not be worried. Like, these are some sick fucks. So this was like their one thing, all right? That they have no Navy, all right? They have no Air Force. They have no basically surface-to-air missiles. Like, these guys are absolutely cooked. We had a literal soldier in their territory. This was their only opportunity to do a thing. They did not do a thing, thank God. From President Donald J. Trump. We got him. My fellow Americans, over the past several hours, the United States military pulled off one of the most daring search and rescue operations in U.S. history for one of our incredible crew member officers, who also happens to be the highly respected colonel, who I am thrilled to let you know is now safe and sound. Thank God. This brave warrior was behind enemy lines in the treacherous mountains of Iran, being hunted down by our enemies who are getting closer and closer by the hour, but was never truly alone because his commander-in-chief, secretary of war, chairman, joint chiefs of staff, and fellow warfighters were monitoring his location 24 hours a day and diligently planning for his rescue. At my direction, the U.S. military sent dozens of aircraft, this is incredible, armed with the most lethal weapons in the world, bro. They whipped out the discombobulator to retrieve him. He sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. This miraculous search and rescue operation comes in addition to successful rescue of another brave pilot yesterday, which we did not confirm because we did not want to jeopardize our second rescue operation. This is the first time in military memory that 2 U.S. pilots, this is incredible, have been rescued separately deep in enemy territory. We will never leave an American warfighter behind. I'm about to show you Islamists crashing out being like, yeah, but you wasted so much money, it wasn't even worth his life. Like, they will never comprehend. They will never comprehend how much we would sacrifice to save lives. We are actually just the best, it turns out. It turns out we are just better than them. Yeah, our civilization is better, our culture is better, and these motherfuckers, they are getting obliterated, and that's awesome, actually. The fact that we were able to pull up both these operations without a single American killed or even wounded just proves once again that we have achieved overwhelming air dominant superiority over Iranian skies. This is also true. Like, aside from the fact that this is an obviously incredible maneuver, it also proves that we have completely dominated them. This is the moment that all Americans, Republicans, Democrats, and everyone else should be proud of and united around, but they're not, as I will show you. This is so fucking damning, it's crazy. We truly have the best, most professional and lethal military in history of the world. God bless America, God bless our troops. Happy Easter to all. All right, so this is honestly incredible stuff. Fantastic tweet. Just a spirit-lifting moment, and honestly a military miracle. Not only the fact that we have so successfully obliterated them that we were able to carry out this operation, and that we were able to do it without losing a single man, but it just goes to show that we are, in fact, just fucking better. We know why Allah had no problem letting Iran get obliterated, and Allah has helped us out here a lot. We know why all their prayers to Allah did not stop us from killing like 40 ayatollahs. All cultures are equal, says some mentally perverted Democrat. Says some like absolutely mind-raped gaytheist. That's just not true. We are up against a death cult that blows up its own people for any form of advantage militarily, and we are here willing to risk our lives to rescue our comrades. It's just truly unbelievable stuff. It really is. This is the stuff of legend, all right? And this really proves that we are on the right side of history, actually. All right? We have rescued the seriously wounded and really brave F-15 crew member officer from deep inside the mountains of Iran. The Iranian military was looking hard. Big numbers. Getting close. He's a highly respected colonel. But this type of raid is seldom attempted because of the danger of the man and equipment. It just doesn't happen. The second raid came after the first one. We rescued the pilot in broad daylight, also unusual, spending 7 hours over Iran, an amazing show of bravery and talent by all. I will be having a news conference with the military in the Oval Office on Monday at 1 p.m. God bless our military warriors. President Donald J. Trump. This truly is an unprecedented event, and I am covering it because this is the way it needs to be covered. All right, I'm not just going to give you the facts on the ground in regards to the actual logistics, although I do that too. I really need to talk about the narrative here because we are fucking fighting demons. All right, so first and foremost, you have to see how it actually happened.
That is according to 2 senior U.S. officials and multiple well-placed sources in the region. The weapons systems officer, we're told, ejected along with the pilot when their F-15E Strike Eagle went down. They were flying and they were struck on Thursday night. There's been for the last 48 hours, there's been a manhunt for the weapons systems officer who used SEER training, survival, evasion, resistance, and escape training to evade capture. He hid on an elevated ridge after hiking away from the wreckage and put out
what
an
a legend
beacon, but it took these last 2 days for the rescue teams to actually reach him because there were so many Iranians trying to also reach him.
Obviously.
Iran had put out a reward for finding the American. I understand there was a massive firefight as well as a number of aircraft that had to be destroyed.
A massive firefight, and we didn't lose a man! God is good! Oh my Lord!
We reported on Friday that 2 helicopters, as part of the rescue efforts, were hit, and some of the crew members on those rescue helicopters were injured. We also now know more details about the A-10 Warthog that crashed on Friday in Kuwait. It was part of the rescue mission. It was flying cover and firing suppressive cover to try and keep the crowds away, both from the wreckage as well as to protect the airman who was hiding in that what we now know was an elevated ridge. But right now,
we were willing to risk all the equipment, millions of dollars, because none of that mattered. We had a life to save. All right, we had a fellow American to rescue. All right, now this is truly unbelievable. The rescued American's first transmission over radio after going down in Iran was "God is good," President Trump reveals. Right, so after crashing, his first message is God is good. All right, ultimately, this really is a battle of good versus evil. You know, everyone tries to come up with their little logistical reasonings as to why this war is actually bad. It wasn't an imminent threat. Whatever, yada, yada. I don't give a shit about your bullshit. The reality is this is very, very obviously good versus evil. Now, my justification for this is very simple. They have been trying to develop nukes. They have been trying to kill us. They've killed thousands of us that tried to assassinate Trump multiple times. These people needed to fucking die. And whether they were an imminent threat or weren't an imminent threat, I actually don't give a flying fuck. All right, this is, in my opinion, the poisoning of the waters that you see all over the place. Well, technically, the threat wasn't imminent. I don't give a fucking shit if the threat was imminent or not. The threat was inevitable. These people should be fucking obliterated while they're weak as balls. All right. Now, apparently, the breaking news was apparently civilians are reportedly flooding the streets to block the IRGC and Basij convoys trying to capture the downed pilot. It seems like the actual Iranian people that hate the regime stood out there to slow down the actual Iranian terrorist, like the IRGC soldiers, from capturing him, which is incredible. Now, you'll notice this page doesn't exist. This page used to be an article from the Daily Mail, a British media outlet, and they deleted it because of how much backlash they got. It even got called out by Trump's Rapid Response 47 Twitter account, which responds to false information, calling them sick freaks. All right, this article, by the way, said, and I'm sure there are screenshots that floating around, I couldn't find any, but I remember it very clearly. It said that Donald Trump shouldn't have even tried to rescue this downed pilot because America could have lost so many more soldiers. So he shouldn't have even tried, right? No lives were lost because American warfighters are the most powerful, lethal, precise fighting force ever known to man. God bless our heroes. Just a disgusting article after a rescue mission goes right, basically saying, nope, should have let him die. Should have let him just get tortured over there. Wasn't worth the risk. Truly despicable shit. All right, and it's just getting exposed everywhere what the enemy's about. All right, look at this. This is caches of equipment belonging to Hezbollah terrorists discovered by the IDF in a school. A school! Oh my god! These people all follow the talking points. You know, everyone talks about how, you know, an American missile on the first day bombed a girls' school and killed 140 children or whatever. People discuss that all the time. Now, my stance is, whether it happened or didn't happen, or was an American missile or an Iranian missile that misfired, the reality is, war sucks, casualties happen, collateral damage is inevitable, and it's not our fault for having this war. It's their fault for having this war. We're not trying to capture Iranian territory. We're not trying to expand our borders. These motherfuckers forced our hand by being terrorists. All right, now the real question is, why was there a girls' school directly attached to an Iranian military base? The little questions no one likes to ask. Well, it's really simple, actually. It's because they love having civilian casualties. They get to use them. They get to use them as their little propaganda tools. Oh, look at all these people killed. Wow. I'm so happy they died. I mean, it's such a tragedy that they were killed, right? This is literally the way they've done propaganda in Gaza. That's how they're doing propaganda here. These people don't value human life like we do, and it's been so obviously proven, all right? This is incredible. So it seems like in this rescue, where we rescued the pilot, U.S. forces destroyed the 2 left-behind C-130s that were used as a temporary forward operations base so Iran couldn't salvage them. That's right. We did not leave anything behind. We obliterated those fuckers, and this is truly incredible. I love seeing these tweets, all right? Lose all this to rescue 1 pilot and call it a military success? Oh my fucking god. This is why you will never, ever understand us. This is why a piece of paper doesn't make you an American, all right? Because the reality is, when I saw our losses to rescue that man, I thought immediately, thank God he's safe. That was my first thought. This guy's first thought is, well, look at all the weapons that you lost. Look at all the millions of dollars of equipment that was wasted. You absolute troglodyte. All right? This is why this is why we're better. This is why we're better. Sorry, it fucking sucks to be you, I guess, but this is honestly incredible. I love seeing these tweets. These tweets completely and utterly, without a shadow of a doubt, prove to me that we are better. We are on the right side of history, and our civilization is worth fighting for, because literally a piece of paper doesn't make you an American, because this is your ideology, and this will never fucking change. The left is crying about Trump losing equipment saving an American. Here's a video of the Taliban having a military parade with billions in U.S. military equipment left behind by Biden's Afghanistan withdrawal, and they didn't care. I remember this. This was a nightmare, and the left didn't care at all. Oh, but Trump lost millions of dollars of equipment rescuing a human being that put his life on the line for our country. Holy shit, you are subhuman. This is unreal. And honestly, former CENTCOM commander dropped an absolute bar on CBS.
It's under 48 hours to find the missing weapons systems officer after the jet they were in went down in a remote and mountainous area of southwestern Iran. The weapons officer was hiding in a mountainous crevice, we're told by a senior administration official. What's your assessment of how the search and rescue operation went?
So
your assessment? We saved his life.
First of all, the excellence of the joint force, our ability to rapidly pivot to look for a downed air crewman. We trained for this endlessly. It's a part of every time we send air crew over enemy territory. We have detailed, elaborate plans to go get them. It's a very basic part of who we are as American fighting men and women.
That's who we are.
That plan swung into action. I think it was executed pretty effectively.
That's right.
As always, you've got somebody on the ground, maybe injured. They got to get to a position where they can hide until you can get to them. All that seemed to work out very well. And you know, we did in fact lose a couple of aircraft in that mission. But I would just tell you, it takes a year to build an aircraft. It takes 200 years to build a military tradition where you don't leave anybody behind.
That is an absolute bar. It takes a year to build an aircraft. It takes 200 years of history to build a tradition where you leave no man behind. Just beautiful stuff. Honestly, I'm so proud of our country. All right, so Hasan tweeted this and then immediately deleted it. Perfect from a terrorist supporter, right? So this is a tweet from some Arabic Al Jazeera outlet. Urgent, Tasnim agency citing an Iranian military source. In other words, a retard citing a retard liar. All right, U.S. forces are bombing areas where the missing pilot may be located in the southwest of the country, and Hasan says Hannibal Directive. Hannibal Directive, for those of you unaware, is a directive basically never used, where basically you're allowed to destroy or kill your own fellow soldiers to prevent them from getting captured. So Hasan is basically making it seem like, because he believes the Tasnim agency, he believes Al Jazeera citing the Tasnim agency, citing an Iranian military source, an anonymous military source, that we are trying to kill our own soldier to prevent him from being taken captive. All right, now this is honestly despicable shit, and of course Hasan deleted it because it's the most despicable fucking shit in the universe. Obviously Hasan would think like that. I don't think a single American thought this way. To be clear, I don't think a single American was like, holy shit, we need to kill that guy immediately. I really don't think that even crossed anyone's mind. All right, so this is Drop Site News. This is Hasan Piker's major news source. All right, this is funded by George Soros, run by Islamists. For those of you unaware, all right, Iranian state-linked Tasnim News, citing a military source, claims U.S. forces bombing areas southwest Iran. This is what Hasan Piker just retweeted. Joe Kent also retweeted it. All right, literally, I am so fucking justified here. My vindication will be spoken of for generations. Joe Kent tweeted, praying for the rescue of our downed pilot and the safe return of our special operations, going in and getting it back. USAFP and air Qs are top notch. Right, so this is him retweeting Iran state propaganda, talking about how the United States military is trying to kill our own soldier on the ground. This is Joe Kent, former counterterrorism official, the guy who left in disgrace, screaming about how Trump is getting us all to die in some endless war in Iran. This guy is fucking evil. Holy shit, this is crazy. Hasan Piker and Joe Kent retweeting the same Iranian state propaganda, which at this point is completely proven to be false. Not that he's ever corrected it or deleted it or anything. Even Hasan had the decency to delete his tweet. Joe Kent left his up. This is insane. All right, now every Democrat in Congress, and sadly, many others on this very site X, wanted the rescue mission to fail, dozens of military service members to die. Also, they could say, I told you so, which is unbelievably true. And a lot of people have noticed it. All right, I'm going to take the day off the internet. I'm very upset that he hasn't been captured. Well, cry about it, fucker. All right, sorry. Cry about it. Sorry, the F-35 pilot survived, fucker. That's right. That's right. Really sucks to be you, absolute fucking bitch. You couldn't even capture one downed pilot, and you're claiming you're winning the war? Oh my God, unbelievable levels of cope. The left found a way to be mad about an American pilot being rescued. It's just completely true. I was scrolling through Twitter, just looking at Americans, so-called Americans, crying that the soldier was rescued. Truly heartbreaking stuff. This guy, this is an America First content creator, okay? Praying Iran found him. What? What? This is unbelievable. Everyone please pray for our pilot. He must be found. Praying Iran found him. Like, I get you're an America First guy and you hate Trump because you disagree with the fact that we went to war, but this is some evil fucking shit. Oh my God. All right. We got our guy, and your room temp IQ, inbred, goat shagging cousins got obliterated. That's right. That's right. We got him, boys. We got him, boys. Sorry. Yeah, anyway, you got the idea. Completely dancing on your fucking asses. All right, IRGC channel's in shock right now. Yeah, we literally had a down pilot in their territory. We went on the ground. We got him out. Didn't lose a single man. Truly incredible stuff. And a lot of people are starting to notice this sentiment. I'm seeing thousands of Americans on my timeline and X today rooting against America, hoping Trump is dead, rooting against the rescue of an American pilot. Where do we go from here? That's a really good question, because these people are not our allies. These people hate us. These people hate America. These people want us to die. And then you see, like, show me one person rooting against the pilot rescue, you godforsaken liar. Well, here's one. All right, I just showed that one to you. But, like, it's so obvious, actually. It's insane. It's insane watching this happen, watching this unfurl in front of us. Like, the mask just slip off. How could you be like this? Now, you'll notice B is hoping Trump is dead, because while there was this gigantic operation going on to extract this pilot from enemy territory, Trump obviously told the press, yo, get out of the White House. I don't want to talk to you. We're working on something. And the crazy thing is, because he said that, everyone started immediately pushing a lie that he's dead. Trump has not been seen publicly since his primetime speech on Wednesday. 72 hours and counting, despite the fact that he has left D.C. Oh my God, he's dead. Oh my God, he's dead, guys. Oh my God, he's dead. The Rapid Response 47 says, no, you're just a sick freak, Aaron. He was commanding one of the most daring rescue operations in modern history, executed with the precise force that only our great American military to deliver. All right, and the truth is, this was a gigantic psyop. Look at all of these tweets from prominent left-wing accounts. Breaking. Speculation is rising that Donald Trump's fucking dead. Many speculating Trump died. Breaking. Reports claim Trump dead. All right, well, Trump is at the Walter Reed Medical Center. The White House issued a lid. Oh my God, he's dead. All right, this is like all of them. These are just large accounts, mostly left-wing, just pushing the same fucking lie, every single one of them, right? And while they were all lying about Trump being dead, all right, we literally had Trump working all day on a critical mission to rescue an American pilot. Like, that was downed in enemy territory. This is unreal. Now, apparently, 2 Israeli commando units, the Sayeret Matkal and Unit 5101 Shaldag, participated in the rescue of the American pilot near Isfahan, according to the latest reports. There was actually Israeli boots on the ground to rescue our pilot. All right, while France is allying with Russia and China, all right, to condemn our actions and keep the Strait of Hormuz under Iranian control, we got actual Israeli boots on the ground rescuing our soldiers. Honestly, unbelievable. Even Netanyahu said something positive for the first time in his life, and he released this.
Congratulations, President Trump. All Israelis rejoice in the incredible rescue of a brave American pilot by America's dauntless warriors. This proves that when free societies muster their courage and their resolve, they can confront seemingly insurmountable odds and overcome the forces of darkness and terror. This rescue operation reinforces a sacred principle. No one is left behind. This is a shared value demonstrated time and time again in the history of both our countries. As a nation that repeatedly carried out daring rescue operations, and as someone who was wounded in such a mission and lost a brother in the Entebbe rescue, Israelis and I, we know what a bold decision you took. President Trump.
Yep.
Donald,
you don't take it lightly.
Friend,
you don't take these decisions lightly. This could have been a disaster, but, you do what's best.
once again, your decisive leadership brought another great victory to America. I salute you. We all do.
Well, we don't all do, apparently. Apparently,
Congratulations.
France and Spain is condemning us and shit, calling it a war crime to violate the sovereignty of Iran by rescuing our soldier. Like absolute giga-cucks. It's unreal. Now, apparently, there's a recent survey revealing a strong right-wing shift among the young Israeli voters. Netanyahu leading as the preferred prime ministerial candidate. In fact, I think that the younger Israeli generation would vote for someone even more right-wing than Netanyahu, I'm not going to lie. And, of course, Mehdi Hasan, all right, he claims to be an American, even though he would have absolutely let that pilot die. He would have probably strapped him with an explosive vest, maybe take out some enemies with him. And if you think that's just me being Islamophobic or anything, well, no, they preach it themselves. All right, in most countries, young voters are more liberal and progressive than their elders. In Israel, it's the reverse. It's the reverse. Yeah. They live next to Palestinians. Fuck you, bro. Yes. When you're surrounded by Islamic terrorists, you become more right-wing, and you're like, holy shit, we actually shouldn't let them rape us. No. What? Again, the fucking leftoid mind can't wrap their mind around it. It's crazy. But one of the funniest parts of this entire event is watching Arab media shitting all over Iran. All right, so this is an Arabic account. This is translated from Arabic. What happened in the rescue operation for the American pilots whose plane crashed in Iranian territory is a military scandal. By all measures, a military humiliation for the arrogant mullah regime. It actually reveals the accuracy of Prince Turki al Faisal's description years ago that Iran is a paper tiger, a stuttering media speech and propagandistic bluster from politically and military deranged leadership, psychologically shaken from shock. Twice in a row, less than a week, an enemy military landing operation takes place on your soil, among your own people, right in the face of your forces, and have only succeeded in oppressing their poor people. American forces comb through Iranian land, killing any Iranian soldier who approaches the injured pilot's landing zones, scattering the bodies of your officers and soldiers by the dozens over the mountain tops, holy fuck, and securing their pilots, safely transporting them out of Iran, their rescue forces returning without a single injury among them. This is called military humiliation. This is a farce, by God. Oh my God. So we got the Arab countries shitting all over Iran for being absolutely humiliated here. All right, because I think a lot of the third world was like actually buying the Iranian propaganda. You know, Iranian propaganda was like, we have humiliated you once again, Donald. We have blown up the secret magic flying castle on top of your palace, and we have collapsed it. We've destroyed the flotation device of the labyrinth of darkness, and then, you know, the whole fucking third world is, you know, eating that shit up, being like, oh my God, Iran is so cool for all of that. Iran killed 40 bajillion Americans. Did you not hear the news? All of Americans' ships were sunk. You know, they're just buying this because of the AI slop videos. But we managed to rescue this pilot on their soil without losing a single man, and the narratives are crumbling. Right? You got Arab accounts just losing their mind, humiliated to have ever believed the lies of the Iranian regime. Thank God this man is safe. This hero is safe. And thank God we live in a culture so beautiful that we took the risk to actually save him. God is great.